Hello and welcome to this episode. Today we're talking about energetic space clearings for beginners. I'm going to share with you not only the why, but the exact how to. Welcome to Feng Shui Living, the podcast designed for busy women who want to de-stress, live with intention, and create a home that truly supports their well-being. Each week, I'll bring you practical tips, insightful ideas, and simple strategies to enhance both your home and your life. Let's get started. Hi, friends, and welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Lisa Morton. Welcome to Feng Shui Living. First off, I want to say thank you for all the amazing feedback for last week's podcast episode. Last week's episode was all about books, and if you missed it, you definitely want to go back and listen. I'm a huge bookworm. I've always loved to read. And in this episode, I shared some of my favorite books that I return to year after year. It may be a book that I read front to back every year. It may be just something I reference a single page, but I love these books. There are some feng shui books. There are some just self-development books, and it's so good. But what I also loved is I loved the feedback, but you guys gave me so many great book recommendations. I also posted in my Instagram. You can find me at Pure Living with Lisa Morton. And I asked you guys for your favorite books. And wow, do I ever have a list of books that I have to read, and I can't wait. Now I'm going to add these into my newsletter this week because I want you to have some other inspiration beyond my books. So make sure you're signed up for my weekly newsletter that goes out on Wednesday mornings along with the podcast episodes. There's links in the newsletter for the episode, so you can have easy access to them. Plus, you get tons of freebies, so be sure to sign up over on my website. I'll also put a link down in the show notes. Well, today we're talking about energetic space clearings for beginners. I have 5 easy ways for you to refresh the energy of your home. So, if you're new to the idea of energy clearing, don't stress, don't worry. Sometimes I bring this up to people and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know the first thing. I can't do that. But I'm going to break it down in this episode to make it really simple, approachable, and digestible. Because the truth is, you don't have to be a feng shui master. You don't have to be some energy healer to really start shifting the energy around you. You have the power. I say you just need a little curiosity. Just be curious about your space. Have a lot of intention, and then maybe a few tools, which you might already have on hand. So let's first dive into why energy clearing matters. You've probably heard me talk about your home and how your home holds energy. It hangs on to energy. Every conversation we have in our home, every emotion we go through, illness, divorce, loss of a family member, right? This all leaves an experience or maybe like an imprint in our home. And over time, just like anything, it builds up, right? It just builds up over time. This can also happen, in your home to whoever lived there prior to you. So you don't know what happened in their life, right? You don't know if they were laying sick on the sofa a lot and had a lot of heavy emotions about being sick, or they argued a lot with their partner, right? But this also may be your current home. Anytime I have, a day where I'm feeling really rough, I'm not having a good day, maybe I'm in a bad mood. I try my best, but let's be honest, we all have one of those days once in a while. And that there is alone is a reason to do an energetic space clearing. Now, I won't do it that day. I'll wait till the next morning when I'm feeling refreshed and well rested and in a better headspace. So it can be simply as you have a bad day and you just want to rinse it out. So it's also similar to, say, you shower, really. You shower to clean your body, right? To get the grime off. I know my husband and I were out working in the yard over the past weekend, doing a lot of work, getting things ready for spring. And I had to shower and scrub and get dirt out from under my nails. And I was digging in the beds. And, that's life. We cleanse our bodies. You may also cleanse your inner body, your organs through maybe a detox, a couple times a year. But we also need to address our environment. When you do these energy clearings, you will feel lighter. I always say your heart will feel lighter, but your whole body will feel lighter. I always feel like I can take a big breath of air. There's a lot of different effects. People notice different things. But it's really giving your home a big exhale and a big reset. And it's so powerful. Now, before we dive into how to know if your home needs a space clearing, I wanted to say that I do offer my distance energetic space clearing. So these are kind of like space clearings on steroids that also deeply connects to my intuition. And I'm able to cleanse the energy of your space as well as give you a lot of information about your space and what your home needs. So if you want to learn more about that, pop over to the website and check out the distance space clearing tab. I also have a video on there about like what to expect, how it works, because I know a distance space clearing can sound really out there. But what's hilarious is this is by far my most requested service. I've been an interior designer for 20 years. I am a Feng Shui master and have practiced Feng Shui for over a decade. But these energetic space clearings are just, I think it's two-part. I think it's people get overwhelmed by them. Are they doing it right? And so they like to have me come in and really do a thorough cleaning. I think that gives them peace of mind. I also think energetically, because I'm so passionate about doing it, we just get aligned. So it's just the way the world works. But if you want to learn more, go pop over to the website. You can also, while you're there, schedule a free 15-minute discovery call, and we can talk more about it if you have questions, okay? All right, so let's get into how to know if you need an energy clearing in your home. Here are a few signs that your space might need a little refresh. Things can feel maybe heavy. Maybe you notice that your home feels extra cluttered. Maybe you're just completely overwhelmed. Even if things look clean, it just has that overwhelming, heavy, cluttered, bothersome feeling. You might notice that you or your families are feeling unusually tired, irritable when you're at home. Also, it's important to do a space clearing to prepare for or after a big life event, big move, a breakup, a new job, illness. Like after you get over an illness, it's so important to have a space clearing to rid your home of those heavy energies. Now I mentioned previous owners. It's so important before you move into a new space to cleanse the energy of the space before you move in, and preferably before you take any of your belongings in, because you don't know what happened there before, right? Maybe it's not anything scary or sad but just life happens. Sometimes we have arguments, sometimes we're sick. Those things definitely still build up. It's also important if you've bought anything vintage or secondhand items or just things in your home that you don't know where they came from, you don't know the history of. And then also, you just really want a fresh new chapter. It's a great reset. Now, if you're like, I just still don't know, here's what I do. I do one at the beginning of every season, one on my home at the beginning of every season. A lot of my clients, I'll do one on their home every year, like a heavy duty cleansing and infusion ceremony that I do, but then they're able to maintain 3 other quarters of the year. So that's an option too. So if any of that resonates with your space, any of this craving a new chapter, needing to cleanse out any heaviness, then really clearing your space could be that next beautiful step. So let's get into my 5 beginner-friendly tips for clearing energy. Remember, you have the power. You can do this. Have some intention, have some curiosity, and just be open. You don't need any fancy tools or certifications to dive in. So tip number 1, this is going to be very easy. Open the windows. It sounds so simple, but airflow is everything. Open the windows, invite in fresh air. It doesn't have to be fully open. You can even crack them if it's wintertime, but get some fresh air going. We want to let go and let that old energy out as the new energy moves in. So tip number 1 is get those windows open. Tip number 2 is sound clearing. Sound is a powerful tool, and this is actually how I prefer to do energy clearings, especially in my own home. I have a beautiful crystal singing bowl in the note of F, which connects to the heart chakra, and I especially love to play that in my home. You can also use bowls, so you can use other singing bowls, chimes, bells, small tingshaws, any kind of sound tool, right? It vibrates. So also drums. Drums are really great. You can even clap your hands. I've clapped my hands in a hotel room because I have no sound clearing tools, but that will break up stuck, stagnant energy. It literally shakes up the energy and shifts it and sends it out and makes space for new energy to come in. So tip 1 is open the windows. Tip 2 is sound clearing. Tip 3 is really intention setting. You are the most important tool. Okay, so we talked sound tools. We're going to talk about burnables in a minute, but remember that you are the most important tool here. Walk through your space, and you can even speak your intention out loud. You can write it down. You can be something simple like, I clear this space of anything that no longer serves me and welcome in light and love and peace. Use your words, your voice, your heart. Maybe if you have a beautiful voice, sing. That's why I was saying I wish I had a beautiful voice. But if you have a beautiful voice, sing and say this to your home. Talk to your home. Remember, your home has energy. Okay. So intention setting, set the intention, talk to your home, say it out loud that you want to fill your home with beautiful things and recite that. If you want to have your kids involved, have them. What do they want? I mean, it might be silly. I had kids once that took part in a space clearing ceremony that I did in person with a client. And the one kiddo was like, oh, we want more macaroni and cheese nights. That's okay. That works. Whatever brings joy and peace to the home. Okay, so we talked open the windows, which is so important, but then sound clearing, intention setting of your body, because you are also a tool, and then also smudging or mist, like I'm a Gucci space clearing spritz. So smudging is burning a burnable herb, like white sage, or you can burn rosemary, you can burn lavender, you can burn cedar, you can burn beautiful Palo Santo wood, which comes from South America. It has a beautiful fragrant smell. If I ever have any extra Palo Santo sticks in my collection that I haven't, maybe an extra one, I even throw it in the fire pit in the summer months because when we're outside, we have a fire pit in the evening. It smells delightful. And these beautiful, scents filling your home, the smoke filling your home. We want to waft it around. Now, I will say there's a lot of people that buy white sage because they think that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to use white sage. And then they start using it and they're like, oh, I don't care for that smell. If you don't love the tool, don't use that tool. I want you to find a tool that you really, really love. Like, I really love burning cedar. I love to take a bowl, a fireproof bowl, and I'll put in some dried cedar and then also add some dried lavender. That is heavenly to me. That makes me feel so good. And I love burning. So you're going to use this. You're going to light it on fire and then waft it. You can use your hands, a feather, and waft it throughout your space, in the corners, around doorways. Waft it throughout. You can also use a mist. There are a lot of mists that you can find at gift shops or crystal shops. I do have my Good She Space Clearing Spritz, which is made with so much love and attention. I collect moon water. I Reiki every single bottle. I hand pour every single bottle myself in my kitchen with lots of love. And it's a blend of essential oils to help shift the energy of your space. Now, I also love to use the mist around myself. Say I'm having a rough day, right? You can mist it around yourself, take a couple breaths, and reset the energy of your body. Remember to always, when you're using your burnable, your mist, always do it with intention. Remember that intention. And then let's move on to tip number 5, and that's really having crystal allies. I love bringing nature in. It could be crystals or even flowers or plants, right? I depend on my plants and my flowers that I have in my home. I ask them to keep the space feeling fresh and cleansed and reset and supportive of me. But also, I'm a rock lover and I love to collect rocks and crystals. I love to use them and place them specifically in my home, having that beautiful piece of the earth in my home to support me. Some of my favorite are clear quartz, rose quartz. I love selenite. Selenite is a beautiful stone to cleanse the energy of your space. It's also very gentle. I'll even use this maybe in a kiddo's room. You might actually see selenite if you go get massage therapy. Sometimes they'll have a piece of, I've seen selenite beneath the bed. But also black tourmaline can be nice. I do a lot with amethyst. These are really wonderful to place throughout your home for energetic support. So we talked about why energy clearings matter. We talked about how to know if you need one. And I always say, if you've never done one, that's a great reason to do one too. And then we talked about my 5 tips. So number 1 is open the windows. Number 2 is sound clearing tools. Number 3 is use your body as the tool and have that intention. Number 3 is smudging or mist sprays. And number 5 are crystal allies. These are the perfect steps and tips to get you started if you're a newbie in energy clearings and resetting the energy of your home. Now, if you take this on, I cannot wait to hear how it goes. Please reach out to me. Again, you can find me on Instagram at Pure Living with Lisa Morton. You can also respond directly to any of my newsletters that come out. Again, they come out on Wednesday mornings. You can respond to any newsletter and it comes directly to me and I will be on the other end. So let me know how it goes. Trust in yourself and trust in the beauty of this process. Friends, if you had fun in listening to this episode, or if you know someone moving into a home, moving out of a home, going through something, something that might require an energy clearing, be sure to forward this episode on to them so they have these tips of how to do it. I am so excited for you. I can't wait for you to try this. If you have any advanced technique questions, reach out with those as well, okay? And if you want me to do all the work, you head over to the website and check out my distance space clearings. I will see you all at our next episode. Special thanks to our sponsor, Elevated Living School of Holistic Design and Feng Shui. For more information, head over to the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, give us a 5-star review, and share this episode with a friend. We'll see you next time.